Okay, this is what you've been waiting for. You're ready to lead a small group conversation where you can talk about the truth. You've laid a foundation of trust, acceptance, and friendship, creating a safe place. And the safer your few feel, the more likely they'll be able to talk about authentic faith. Because before a kid can engage in a life of authentic faith, they may need you to engage them in a conversation about authentic faith. If you want your small group conversations to matter more, speak less, listen more. Sometimes we get so caught up in what we want to say that we forget what matters most, conversation. And if you're going to lead a conversation, you'll need to listen more than you speak. Here's 4 ways to do that. Number 1, look. When one of the kids in your small group is speaking, look at them. When you look at who's talking, you communicate that what they say matters. And if they believe what they say matters, they'll keep talking. Number 2, focus. You may be maintaining eye contact, but if a kid is talking and you're busy, rehearsing what you'll say next, or wondering if you can pull off their outfit, or silently singing your favorite song, your listening skills need some work. Because the second step to becoming a better listener is to focus on what they're saying. Number 3, summarize. When you summarize what they say, you let them know you're listening. Make sure you understand and clarify their thoughts for the rest of the group. Number 4, ask. Don't move on until you've asked, did I get that right? The reality is you'll sometimes misunderstand what they're trying to say. If you want your small group conversations to matter more, control less, lead more. Leading a conversation with kids can seem intimidating. You're probably thinking things like, what if I ask a question and no one responds? What if someone gives an answer that's totally wrong? What should I do when conversation feels out of control? Those are good questions, but as small group leader, it's not your job to control the conversation. It's your job to lead it. Here's 3 ways you can control less and lead more. Number 1, ask better questions. There are some questions that control your group's responses. Questions that have a clear yes or no, right or wrong, one-word answer. Questions like, did you like to talk? Do you agree that? What did the speaker say about? But then there are better questions. Questions that allow you to lead a conversation without controlling it. These kind of questions are open-ended. They invite feedback. They spark a conversation. They're questions like, what did you think about? Have you ever experienced? Talk about a time when you... See the difference? When you ask questions that lead your group somewhere, you invite conversation. Number 2, value silence. Silence in a small group conversation can actually be your friend. If you ask a good question, let them sit, think, process. Sometimes a little silence is exactly what they need. Number 3, underreact. When your few feel safe enough to be honest, they might open up about what they think, what they've done, or even what their parents have done. When this happens, take a breath and freak out on the inside and underreact. If you want your small group conversations to matter more, script less, improvise more. As you prepare for small group, here's something important to keep in mind. There's no script for a small group conversation. Things probably won't go according to plan. Remember, you'll always have to improvise. Here's 4 ways to script less and improvise more. Number 1, change the question. Sometimes what you thought was a great conversation starter may result in only blank stares and confusion. So what do you do when that happens? Easy! Change the question. Switch up how you ask it or give them some options for answers. Number 2, try an activity. You may have a week where your kids aren't focused, and that's okay. Think through things they've loved doing in the past and try them again. Number 3, follow rabbit trails. Sometimes in small group, the conversation will take a turn you didn't expect. Most of the time, their rabbit trails will be about friends, pet goldfish, or the latest Disney movie. But sometimes their rabbit trails will be worth following. Maybe Josh will ask a tough question, or Ava will share a prayer request, or you'll hear that Emma's mom is sick. When this happens, move away from the script, improvise, and follow that rabbit trail. Number 4, go with your gut. Maybe you're nervous about moving away from the plan you've been given. If that's you, here's something to keep in mind. Improvising gets easier the longer you're with and the better you know the kids in your group. Trust yourself. Go with your gut. Script less, improvise more. Engaging your few in faith conversations is important, so engage your few. Because before a kid can engage in a life of authentic faith, they may need to engage in a conversation about authentic faith. You've successfully engaged your small group in a conversation about authentic faith. Great job! Now let's move them on out of here. Sure, you could wrap things up by yelling, "We're done, bye!" and sprinting for the door. But if you want your small group conversations to matter more, add 2 things to the end of group time. Number 1, give a next step. Make it simple, practical, and doable. Number 2, pray together. Model what it looks like to know and trust God. So this week, if you want your small group conversation to matter, prepare, connect, know, engage, and move. Because this week's small group conversation will matter, and you can make it matter even more.